Hello everyone, welcome back to Newsbeat Now with Abia. Thank you for tuning into this channel. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I am a new channel, so any support I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But this next story that I am about to get in just really touched me to my core because it brought back memories of something that I had experienced trying to break up a 4-year relationship. But right now, we're going to get into the deadly divorce of a Detroit woman that was killed hours before her divorce hearing by her soon-to-be ex-husband. We have Andricka McIntosh, which was 35 years old. She has been married to her husband for 13 years, and they've had 6 children together. Now, Miss McIntosh had a total of 7 kids, but they had 6 children together. Now, I don't really know the nature of their relationship or the events that caused them to have a divorce, or if there has been a violent history in the past during their marriage. I don't have that information as of yet, but I will continue to follow up on this story here. But I'm going to play a news clip, guys, and I want you to take a look at this. And just a lot of women don't talk about this, but I have had a similar situation where I thought I was going to lose my life trying to end a 4-year relationship. But take a look at this, and I'll be right back.
First at 11, deadly domestic violence taking the life of a loving mother just hours before her divorce hearing. Good evening and welcome to 7 Action News at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Andricka McIntosh was shot and killed outside her home on Detroit's east side Friday morning. Police say when they arrived, her husband was standing over her with a gun in his hand.
7 Action News reporter Brett Cast is outside the courthouse where the suspect was formally arraigned. Brett?
Well, on Friday morning, Andricka was set to have a court hearing for her divorce. And just hours before, she stopped at home to get a change of clothes. And that's when her then husband, she was trying to leave, allegedly showed up with a gun and killed her.
She just had a heart of gold.
A single tragedy that touches dozens of lives. A mother of 7 killed in the midst of seeking a divorce. The man now charged in her murder is her husband of 13 years.
She just had the biggest heart. And for him to just take her away from us is just, just sad.
Before 8 a.m. on Friday, 35-year-old Andricka McIntosh was shot and killed outside her Detroit home on Gunston Street. Police say when they arrived, they found 6 shell casings and her husband, 35-year-old Breon McIntosh, standing over her with a gun. The two shared 6 kids together, including their 13-year-old daughter, Sanaya McIntosh.
My mom, she was a very caring person. She loved everybody.
Sanaya holds on to the countless memories spent with her mom. They were supposed to see Barbie together on Saturday and spent many summer days at Metro Beach Pool.
All of my siblings was inside of the pool, and we all splashed at her to get in, and so she got in with us.
Andricka's murder is the 8th domestic homicide in Wayne County this year. There have also been a number of cases outside the city, most recently in Saline, where a woman was shot and killed by an ex-boyfriend outside her work.
We have a lot of people victimizing people that they at one point purported to love.
Detroit Police Chief James White says the city is also facing this issue.
When you talk about intimate partner violence, we're seeing a slight uptick, but the level of violence is up, right? Where it's going from assaults to fatality.
As Andricka's family grieves, they say her death could have been prevented and hope something will change so others don't go through the same thing.
It really needs to stop. It's crazy. I feel like these men is not thinking about the life that they're leaving behind. They're not thinking about their children when they take their mother.
Now, if you are in need of any assistance, we will have a link to some resources on our website, wxyz.com. Andricka's family has also launched a GoFundMe to help raise her 7 children. We'll have a link to that on our website as well. In downtown Detroit, I'm Brett Cast, 7 Action News.
Gotta hope those kids have a lot of family to wrap their arms around them. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them, of course. Thank you, Brett.
Now, that is a sad story. This woman lost her life, and these children, 7 of them, now have to grow up with no mother and no father. I mean, I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine what her family is going through at the moment. I couldn't imagine what her children are going through at the moment to know that their father just murdered their mother. Well, my goodness. Very sad story. My prayers and condolences goes out to the children and Mrs. McIntosh family. I pray that the Most High holds you and comforts you during this difficult time in your life. Now, I'm going to talk about a situation that I was put in when I was about to end a 4-year relationship. And this is not a comparison of my story to hers, but I thought that I was going to be unalived when my son came home from school, which at that time he was in elementary school. I was dating this man, and we were dating for 4 years. Well, apparently our whole relationship was based on lies because he was dealing with another woman during this time. Now, this man bought me a house. This man put a ring on my finger, and we were going to get married according to what I thought. Hey, but I soon found out that he had a child with this other woman during our relationship. And not only did he have a child, the child was at least 4 or 6 months old. And not only that, this was not the girl's first pregnancy. This was her second pregnancy. And her first pregnancy, she had a miscarriage. So I wanted to end this relationship because I no longer trusted him, and I definitely was not going to step in a marriage based upon those circumstances. Okay? So, I'm sitting there, yapping at my mouth, saying this, saying that, well, I'm going to leave you and da-da-da-da, and, we're not going to be together. And he became very upset with me and didn't want me to leave. So he decided to put his hands around my neck and he started choking me. Now, this guy was strong. I called them pie arms. Very, 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 very strong. I could not overpower him, but he was choking me, and he kept choking me. And I thought for sure the last thing that was on my mind was my son's going to come home from school and see his mom unalived. And thank goodness he released his hands from my neck so I could breathe. And then after he did that, something clicked in my head that said, shut your mouth, be complicit, let him think whatever he needs to think so that you, behind the scenes, could be planning your escape. And that's what I did. So he set 2 chairs down in the basement, and we sat there, and he talked to me for hours, and I endured all of it because I thought this dude was going to kill me. So I listened to whatever he had to say. I gave him a little pushback, but I didn't give him too much pushback to egg his anger on. But by the time we were done with that conversation, he was under the impression that there's a possibility that we could work this out. But little do he know, I had made arrangements to be out the house and to file a restraining order, and also to get a court order that allowed him to leave the premises of the house while I move my stuff out with the supervision of police. So this story just resonates very closely to my heart, because this happens a lot among women, and I think that a lot of women don't tend to talk about these things. Now, I'm not saying that Mrs. McIntosh had, was being out, what am I trying to say? I'm not saying that Mrs. McIntosh did something to deserve this to happen to her. I am definitely not saying that at all. I'm just saying that sometimes during difficult situations, and especially separations, you never really know a person until they're angry. You never really know a person until they are about to lose everything that they have worked for. You never know how far that they are going to go and when they are going to snap. And you just don't know, because I did not expect my ex-boyfriend to do what he did to me at that time. Had no idea. And it sounded like Mrs. McIntosh had no idea as well. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments down below. I look forward to reading your comments. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you back on another video. Thank you.